Hi guys, I'm here with week 16 Project Life, and this week I am using the Kelly Stamps May clear stamp release. I've got 3 of the sets here, and I'm just starting with my photos, and I've got a freebie card from Kelly's blog, and the 3 stamp sets I'm using are the Maker's Gonna Make stamp set, which I collaborated with Kelly, the Fun Day Week set, and the gorgeous Anzac Alpha. So all I'm doing is I'm just going to go through this paper pad from Studio Calico and just pick out a few pieces that I think might match my colours this week, and then I can go from there. So I just picked out just a couple of sort of neutrally colours and this pink to tie in that freebie card. And that's pretty much how it's going to look. So I'm going to start working on my title card. So I'm going to use this Anzac Alpha to create a pattern, a repeat stamping sort of pattern, but using week 16 as my pattern. So of course I'm going to run out of ease really quickly, so I need to be really careful with how I am mounting my stamps on my block, and I probably could either have used a bigger block or just spaced them a little bit better, because this time around I couldn't fit the N on the end. Like, of course I can only use one E, but I couldn't fit the N of 16 on either. So I've just stamped what I could, and then I can go back in and fill in the E's and the N that was missing. And then I'm going to repeat that process, but I'm going to use the outline version of the stamp. And so this time I got slightly smarter with the stamp placement on my block, and I did actually manage to fit the whole of week 16 in, including the N, which means I'll only need to fill in the missing E's at the end, which will make it much quicker. So once I get them all placed on my block, each time I stamp a new stamp, I just give it a test stamp on a bit of scratch paper first to make sure it's going to stamp properly. And then I can just work my way up the card. I'm just sort of offsetting them so none of them are in the exact same place, just up and down below the solid version that I stamped. And then once I've stamped all the rows of that, I can just go back in and fill in the pieces that are missing on the left and the right. Now this all does look vaguely confusing at the moment, but once I fill in all those missing E's, it will look like it's supposed to. So I just have to be careful to fill in the E's where they're needed, but not to put them in any of the gaps where they're not. So I'm just making sure I fill them all in, don't miss any. And once that's all done, that's my pattern made for my card, and I'm really pleased with the way it turns out. I love that Alpha, how you get the 2 versions of it. It's so cute. Perfect for Project Life, perfect for traveler's notebooks as well. And so all I'm adding to my title card is a label sticker and my date stamps, and that's it. So I'm going to work on this photo at the top here, and I'm going to cluster a group of stamps together in the sort of empty space on the bottom left hand corner. Before I did that, I wanted to put down this paint streak stamp, and I probably should have used like a pigment ink or something like that with a stamp that's that solid. It did stick to my photo paper pretty badly, but I managed to peel it away without peeling off any of the photo paper, so I was pleased with that. And then all I'm doing is layering a couple of the stamps on top. Now I'm going to use the Fun Day Week stamp on this photo, and in a previous project, I know some of you might gasp, but I did actually cut this stamp in half so that I could layer it one on top of the other. I don't have a problem doing it with my stamps. They fit back together nicely on the sheet. You can still place them the way they were supposed to be placed when you need to. So that is one option if you want to split a stamp. I'm also going to cluster some stamps on this photo here, and here's where I made, not a fatal mistake, but probably what I should have done is planned it out a bit better. I want to write, "Make Today Amazing." So there's the stamp "Make" and the stamp "Amazing," and I wanted to fill in today with these letter stickers, but I stamped down "Make" before I actually sort of had placed the stickers to make sure they were going to fit. So then I had a wee moment of panic, and didn't think "Today" and "Amazing" was going to fit, but very luckily I can sort of squeeze them in. I probably would have liked it spaced out a little bit more than it actually ended up being, but the fact that it still fit on there, I was happy enough with that. So if you don't want to cut your stamps in half like I did, I'm going to do the same thing with this one that says Manic Monday. And so all I'm doing is just carefully inking up the stamp one word at a time so I can place them one on top of the other inside the coffee cup photo. Now this one here, I had pre-printed the photo, of course, but it was probably a bit larger than I wanted it. It didn't show off enough of the pattern paper, so I've just trimmed that down. But once I trimmed off the white edges of it, I realised I still wanted it sort of with a white border, so I'm just going to mat that on some white card, which does seem like a bit of a performance really, but it just making it that tiny bit smaller just made it work a bit better in my eyes. And then I'm going to use one of the other stamps from the Maker set to stamp a little label that I can then stick down on top of the photo. And I'm just going to add a couple of tiny staples to that just for a bit more detail. And then I've only got one card left to go. Now, this stamp probably couldn't have worked out any more perfectly. It says Pizza Craft Netflix, which was exactly what this day was, so it worked out perfectly. So I've just got a wee set of 4 photos just from that one day, and I'm going to stamp that stamp across the top as the title, and then I can just add in some journaling and that will be it. So literally I'm only adding journaling to a couple of the photos as well as this card. Couldn't find my favourite pen. In fact, I still can't find it. I have no idea where it is at all. And so I was using this other one, which I didn't love, but I'll have to have a bit more of a hunt around before I give up and go and buy another one. So just a tiny bit more journaling on this photo, and that's it, it's all done. So you can see how easy it is to put together a page of Project Life without anything except pattern paper and stamps. I really love how this turned out. Super simple, and you all know that that's my motto when it comes to Project Life. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye!